All right, we're back. You're listening to the Sports Trader Podcast. And today we're going to dive into the NFL futures. They've released a lot of stuff, and they'll continue to release this stuff throughout the summer as different phases of NFL offseason goes on. So now we've gone through our first phase of free agency. So they're going to jump in, and they're going to say, well, here are the odds now for these teams. So we're going to go over what's going on. What I've got is some over-under on some win totals for all 32 teams in the NFL. Now, for those of you that are watching at home on YouTube, I'll probably put a graphic over here someplace so you can see some of these teams. For those of you at home, I'll try to read them all off so you can see where I see a potential to make some money. And then we'll dive in from there, of course. Now, we're looking at the best teams in football. According to this, right now, the best teams in football, we're looking at the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Both have over-unders of 12. Now, that's a really high total to say about a team before the NFL season starts. There's always going to be a surprise team or two that jumps in there. You look at last year, I don't think anybody would have said that San Francisco or Baltimore, either one of those teams who ended up being 14-2, I don't think anybody would have said that either one of those teams were going to be where they were. I would have think that last year people would say that the Saints would have won 12 games or more, and maybe the Chiefs and the Saints, maybe teams like that. But I just find it hard to believe that the Baltimore's going to be able to do it 2 years in a row. That looks like one of those teams that's like, wow, they're growing and they're unbelievable and they're not going to be able to be stopped. But it also looks like the NFL's had a whole year to study what you're doing, and they're going to figure it out, and they're going to be able to slow you down. And that's kind of usually what normally happens. And I would say the same thing for the Chiefs, too. Look at Baltimore and the Chiefs. They're both have 12 as their over-under. And I would kind of go under on both of those teams. I got to be honest. I would go under on both of those teams. And if you look further on down the list there, I do see some other things that stand out to me. And some of these stand out even stronger than those first two teams I told you about. And one of the ones that just leaps out to me in this small middle section here, where it's 8.5 games is the over-under for all these teams. The Green Bay Packers are in there. Now, Green Bay has done nothing to get worse, and has done a few small things to actually get a little bit better. And they still have Aaron Rodgers, and they're in the second year with a coach, which means they're only going to get better. Second year in an offense. You're looking at 8.5 games. Now, what did they do to get worse? It's not like that division got a lot better. Minnesota got worse, losing Stephon Diggs. Chicago's gotten no better whatsoever. Detroit is Detroit. So if you're the Packers, you're still the cream of that division. How did you get 8.5? If I got money that I'm putting out there right now on these over-under lines, I'm going for that Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay and over. 8.5? Are you kidding me? I'm going over. Another one I see, Miami Dolphins at 6. Well, if you truly believe the Patriots, by the way, for the first time since 2003, the Patriots are under 9 games for their over-under prediction. First time since 2003, that's 17 years of excellence that is about ready to get dumped on this year because they got no quarterback. Let's see how they feel now. No bitterness, though. No bitterness. So you're looking at the Patriots at 8.5. So you obviously don't think they're going to be a great team. Buffalo at 9. Again, that's not one of my favorites I see there. But you look down the list, you see the Miami Dolphins, who last year started off like a big tub of crap. And ended the year as one of the better teams in football. If you really watch them play, they were one of the better teams in football. People keep telling me they need to go out and get a quarterback this year, and I keep telling people that team believes in Ryan Fitzpatrick. Those guys can't wait to get back out there and play with Fitzmagic again this year. They are excited to do so. They want that Harvard grad with the beard to go under quarterback with them and play in that reckless, almost pirate style that he plays. And they can't wait to go out there and play with that guy and for that guy. They don't care about a young quarterback. I'm talking about the players of that team. 6 games is too low for the Dolphins. And the Dolphins have been abysmal. And no one thinks the Dolphins are any good, but you're going to hear it here first. You take the over on the Dolphins. You take the over on the Packers. And you take the under on both the Chiefs and the Ravens. And I'm telling you, you'll make some money this year. And I got one last one I want to throw out there. The Bengals are at 5. The over-under is to win 5 games for the Bengals. And I have a strange feeling that they will somehow figure out a way to screw that up and win less. Now, that just That also might be just because I'm a Steeler fan. I like to throw things out there, but that's my feeling. These are my predictions on the over-unders and where I think there is money to be made right now today if you go and find the over-unders and put your money in and make your futures investments today. Now, we are going to wrap up our show with some real cool stuff. I got a mailbag. You guys have sent in some amazing questions this week, and I'm going to be answering all those questions coming up next.